This video takes you back to 1969 to explore 10 of the fastest and most iconic factory muscle cars of the era. You'll see what they cost new, how fast they were, and what they're worth today. With bold designs and powerful engines, these classic machines defined a generation. Whether you're a car lover or just curious about automotive history, this is a fun and exciting look at the golden age of American muscle. Forget today's meaning of going commando. In 1969, it meant raw muscle under the hood, especially if you owned a Mach 1 Mustang with the legendary 428 Super Cobra jet. This wasn't just any Mustang. Ford took performance to the next level with this special engine, adding a heavy-duty oil cooler, reinforced crankshaft, and beefed-up connecting rods. The package also included the coveted drag pack, featuring either a 3.91 or 4.30 to 1 rear axle ratio for serious straight-line acceleration. While the base Cobra jet version was rated at 335 horsepower, many believe the actual output was much higher, closer to 400 horsepower. With all this firepower, the Mach 1 428 SCJ could blast down the quarter mile in just 13.69 seconds at 103.4 miles per hour straight from the showroom floor. Visually aggressive and mechanically intimidating, this fastback wasn't just a pretty face, it was built to dominate. Back in '69, owning one cost about $4,300, but today, you need around $170,000 to relive that glory. In 1969, the Plymouth GTX was more than just muscle. It was muscle with manners. Often called the gentleman's hot rod, this B-body beauty came standard with a 440 cubic inch Super Commando V8, producing a strong 375 horsepower and 480 pound-foot of torque. That power was enough to rocket the GTX down the quarter mile in just 13.56 seconds at 104.9 miles per hour, blisteringly fast for a full-bodied street machine. Offered as a hardtop or convertible, the GTX was the upscale sibling to the more stripped-down Roadrunner, boasting extra comfort features, refined styling, and a touch of luxury. In 1969, it sold for around $3,700, but today, a clean example will set you back roughly $90,000. Just one slot higher on our list is its meaner Mopar cousin, the 1969.5 Dodge Super Bee A12. Unleashed mid-model year, the A12 package, code M in the VIN, was all business. Under the hood was a 446-pack, 3 two-barrel Holley carbs, atop an aluminum Edelbrock intake, bumping output to 390 horsepower. At number 8 on the list is the ferocious Dodge Super Bee A12. A no-nonsense street machine born for the quarter mile. Introduced mid-year, the half-model distinction comes from Dodge's decision to release the A12 package as a special M-code variant separate from the regular production run. This beast packed a 440 cubic inch 6-pack V8, rated at 390 horsepower and over 490 pound-foot of torque, thanks to reinforced internals and a drag-ready setup straight from the factory. Its standout feature? A wild aluminum Edelbrock intake topped with 3 two-barrel Holley carburetors, a 6-pack configuration. Under light throttle, only the center 350 CFM carb ran for fuel efficiency, but stomped the gas and all 3 roared to life, dumping 1,350 CFM of fuel-air mix into the engine for explosive power. With its fiberglass lift-off hood, black steel wheels, and no-frills attitude, it screamed purpose-built performance. Performance was stunning for the time, 13.56 seconds in the quarter mile at 105.8 miles per hour right off the showroom floor. Back in '69, you could snag one for about $3,800. Today, collectors are shelling out close to $110,000 to own this factory-built brute. No list of high-performance legends from 1969 would be complete without the Chevrolet Corvette L88, a machine so raw and purpose-built, it blurred the line between street car and race car. While some purists debate whether the Corvette qualifies as a muscle car, there's no question the L88 Stingray was among the most brutal machines available to the public that year. Under the hood sat a 427 cubic inch V8 with aluminum heads, a high-lift solid cam, and a cold air induction system, factory rated at 430 horsepower, though real-world output was closer to 560 plus. It ran an insane 12.5 to 1 compression ratio, demanding 100 octane racing fuel. Fill it with pump gas, and you'd be rebuilding the engine sooner than expected. The L88 wasn't about comfort. It lacked a radio, heater, and even a fan shroud in some cases. But what it delivered was blistering performance. 13.5 seconds at 111.1 miles per hour in the quarter mile, factory fresh. Only 116 units were built in '69, making it one of the rarest Corvettes ever. It originally cost around $5,700, but if you want one today, expect to spend over $425,000. Oh, and don't forget the 10 cents a gallon race gas it guzzled like water. Sliding into the number 6 spot is one of the rarest and most race-bred Mopars ever made, the 1969 Dodge Charger 500 with the legendary 426 Hemi. Built as a homologation special for NASCAR, only 67 units were produced with the Hemi engine, making this one of the rarest muscle machines of the era. Unlike the standard Charger RT, the Charger 500 received critical aerodynamic upgrades to compete on speedways like Daytona and Talladega. Dodge swapped in flush-mounted rear window and grille headlight assembly borrowed from the '68 Coronet to reduce drag, making it far more streamlined than the fastback Charger most fans recognize. Don't let its NASCAR roots fool you. This Charger was a drag strip menace too. The 426 Hemi, with 425 horsepower and 490 pound-foot of torque, catapulted the car down the quarter mile in just 13.48 seconds at 109 miles per hour. It was brutally quick for a full-size B-body. In 1969, the Charger 500 Hemi would have cost around $4,300. But finding one today will set you back approximately $220,000, if you can even find one for sale. At number 5 on the list is a true legend of the Ford performance world, the 1969 Mustang Boss 429, a purpose-built beast that existed solely to help Ford take on Chrysler's Hemi dominance in NASCAR. Nicknamed the Boss 9, this Mustang wasn't just a street car, it was a homologation special. To make the 429 cubic inch semi-hemispherical V8 eligible for NASCAR, Ford needed to build at least 500 street-legal units, and they chose the Mustang as the delivery vessel. But stuffing such a massive engine into the Mustang's engine bay wasn't simple. Carcraft, a specialty shop in Michigan, had to heavily modify the front suspension, shock towers, and inner fenders to make it all fit. The Boss 429 was conservatively rated at 375 horsepower, but real-world figures often topped 500 HP. Mated with a close ratio 4-speed and 3.91 rear gears, it could blaze through the quarter mile in 13.3 seconds at 107 miles per hour. Despite its nose-heavy balance, the Boss 429 was a muscle car icon with road presence and rarity. Back in 1969, it would have cost you about $5,000. Today, expect to shell out $450,000 or more at auction. The 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner Hemi was more than just a muscle car. It was a bare-bones street brawler with cartoon flair and a monstrous heart. Named Motor Trend's Car of the Year in 1969, the Roadrunner struck a perfect balance between brute power and budget-conscious performance, making it a favorite among thrill-seeking purists. When optioned with the legendary 426 Hemi V8, the Roadrunner transformed into a fully fledged drag strip menace. Producing a factory-rated 425 horsepower, this engine was all business, featuring dual 4-barrel carbs, 10.25:1 compression, and forged internals. Combine that with the optional air grabber hood scoop, which opened via a dashboard switch to funnel cold air into the engine, and you had a muscle machine ready to hunt anything on the road. Only 787 Hemi Roadrunners were built in '69, making it a rare collector's gem. With the Hemi upgrade costing an extra $813, a fully optioned car ran around $4,500 new. Today, one in good condition can command $170,000 or more at auction. Fast, loud, and unapologetically bold, the Hemi Roadrunner was, and still is, a true king of the asphalt. The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro COPO ZL1 wasn't just another muscle car, it was a street-legal drag racer straight from the factory. Most people have never seen one in person because only 69 of them were ever made. What made it so special was the ZL1 427 cubic inch V8, an all-aluminum racing engine originally built for NHRA drag competition. Officially rated at 430 horsepower, real output was closer to 550, making it one of the most powerful factory cars of its time. Built using Chevrolet's special-ordered COPO system, normally reserved for fleet vehicles, this rare Camaro skipped showroom options in favor of performance. It could blaze through the quarter mile in 13.16 seconds at 110 miles per hour, right off the lot. The ZL1 engine alone cost over $4,000, bringing the car's total price to around $7,300, an eye-watering sum for 1969. But today, these unicorns of the muscle car world fetch up to $800,000 at auction. Coming in at number 2 is one of the most underrated muscle cars of 1969, the Camaro SS with the rare L89 engine option. At first, it didn't seem all that different from the more common L78 version, since both were rated at 375 horsepower from a 396 cubic inch V8. But the L89 took things a step further. It featured lightweight aluminum cylinder heads, shaving off around 50 pounds from the nose of the car. That weight reduction helped improve handling and acceleration, even if the official horsepower stayed the same. Thanks to its lighter setup, the SS L89 could tear through the quarter mile in 13 seconds flat at 108.6 miles per hour. Despite its performance advantage, only 311 buyers opted for the L89 upgrade, largely because the $400 premium offered no advertised power increase. In 1969, you could have driven one home for about $3,800. Today, collectors are paying up to $220,000 for a clean, numbers-matching example. Proof that rarity and performance always find a way to shine over time. At the top of our list sits the king of street sleepers, the 1969 Yenko Camaro 427. While Chevrolet never officially offered a 427 big block in the Camaro for regular customers, Don Yenko, a Pennsylvania-based dealer with a passion for performance, made it happen. He used the COPO, Central Office Production Order loophole, to stuff the fire-breathing L72 427 cubic inch V8 rated at 425 horsepower into factory Camaros and sold them under his name. The Yenko Camaro wasn't just about brute force. It came equipped with heavy-duty suspension, a 4.10 posi-traction rear axle, and either a 4-speed manual or automatic transmission, making it more than ready for the drag strip. It launched down the quarter mile in just 12.84 seconds at 110 miles per hour, seriously fast for a factory-built street car in 1969. Only 201 Yenko Camaros were built that year, making it one of the rarest and most valuable muscle cars in existence. Back in the day, it cost around $4,200. Now, expect to pay $700,000 or more if you're lucky enough to find one in pristine condition. 1969 was truly a golden year for muscle cars. Each ride on this list brought its own flavor of power, style, and raw attitude that still turns heads today. Which one impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that notification bell and subscribe so you won't miss the next episode. There's a lot more muscle car greatness coming your way.